what does it take to build a smartphone brand that's all about power and performance? From leading product management at Lava to creating flagship experiences at Samsung, and then finally launching iQOO in India, Nipun Marya has been at the helm of some of the most path-breaking smartphone innovation. Join us as Nipun discusses the strategies that drove iQOO's entry in India and how its iQuest on and on spirit is redefining a performance-centric smartphone brand for Gen Z.
Thank you so much, Nipun, for taking out time today. Really appreciate you coming here.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's always great to be amongst young people. You start feeling at least 10 years younger. So thank you to all of you.
Nipun, we want to know about your personal journey, right? Engineering, MBA, then the smartphone market. How did it all happen?
So smartphone was honestly not like something I chose. It just happened that somebody referred me, and that's how I got into the smartphone business. And but once I got in, the kind of exposure, the pace of change, the challenges one sees in this business and this industry, I don't think you can experience it in many other industries. So yeah, so then I joined Lava, and as product manager, my job was to plan the whole product roadmap. Amongst the first phones at that time, we used to think about and design and source. The screen size used to be 1.44 inch. From 1.44, we start, and 4 inch, 4.5 inch used to be aspirational for consumers at that time. And then I had very good experience there. Then moved to Samsung, handling flagships, Galaxy S, Galaxy Note. Again, very different, but very unique and very good experience. Then at Vivo, from brand strategy to many other things that I did to now iQOO. Again, I think it's been a very enriching career so far, and I think it's possible primarily because of the industry we are in, and I think somehow I was also fortunate and lucky to get the opportunities that I got.
Talking about the industry, now I'm somebody who buys phone probably in like 4 or 5 years. So I'm not a very active phone user, but I know the young generation is a phone switcher, right? So how often are people switching phones, and what's the consumer trend in this space?
There are data and facts which say that around 61% of people switch their phone every 2 years. However, we are seeing the trend changing a little bit now. Now we are seeing people using their phone for a little longer than what it used to be earlier. And the quality of phones has improved a lot, and changes also are more incremental now. Broadly, you can say between 24 to 28 months is the average time when people start thinking about or start switching their phone.
Based on these latest trends of the consumers, how are smartphone manufacturers reacting to it? So what are the innovations? A lot of people say कि same ही iPhone निकल रहा है, same ही phone निकल रहा है. So what are the innovations that manufacturers and brands are focusing on, and how is AI part of it?
Okay, so see, there are two parts to it. One which we as consumers see is what are the obvious changes which are happening. To give an example, 10 years back nearly, we used to have touchscreen phones, or 12 years back, touchscreen phones which used to be small. As you kept rising higher in the price, the screen size also increased. And that used to be a very obvious difference between a 10K phone, a 12K phone, and a 20K phone, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So the obvious changes are now lesser in nature. What is happening is more improvement and work is happening not on the obvious side, but on the inside, if I have to say. The kind of computation capabilities phones had earlier, now it's maybe 4x or 10x of what it used to be earlier, because the chipsets have become much stronger. Because the chipsets have become stronger, you can see the hardware support is also much stronger. The memory is much bigger. The software is more capable now than ever before. And AI, as we all keep talking about these days, AI is also playing a major role. In the case of AI, I have a slightly different point of view from what many others say when they talk about AI. If you would see in the tech space and metaverse, I think all of us would have heard of, and I can take metaverse as one example. In the tech world, what I have seen is when the term becomes popular first, the use case comes in later, because tech people get attracted, are looking for any small or big innovation, innovation is really the keyword when it comes to the tech world. So anything which is new, people want to lap onto it, right? So in the case of, and metaverse is one example where everybody lapped onto to metaverse, but today, 5 years later, we don't have any substance to show for all the noise that was created. In the case of AI, though, it is slightly different. And I will say only slightly different. Why it is different is because the use cases started coming in much earlier than people have caught on to the attention of AI, or AI as a marketing term. AI as a marketing term, maybe people are using from now, right? From this year or maybe last year. But AI in cameras, in software, in gaming, in many other aspects, AI has been there for some time, and we have been using AI in our own way in our softwares and in our phones. So therefore, AI certainly, I believe, has a huge potential more than what we have seen in the recent past with some of the other techs. But I just hope the bubble doesn't burst.
Now, talking about the brand, iQOO, right? How did you choose this name? I think it says I quest on and on, right? So tell us what's behind it.
So yeah, again, go back to your user, and if you ask anybody today in India, and we recently also spoke to a few Gen Z, and we found out that how they really believe that anything is possible today. And this belief and confidence is coming from what the youth of today are seeing around them. And I'll give you an example here. When I was a 25-year-old, what kind of India was I seeing? I was seeing an India which had a lot of potential, but somehow was not able to live up to its potential. I was seeing more missed opportunities than accolades. Right? This is the India I was seeing when I was a 20-year-old. If the Indian cricket team was traveling to Australia or South Africa, we watched the match, even waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, but our thinking was, will India be all out at 100 or will India cross 100? Right? Especially if you're going to a South Africa or in Australia, right? We did not have a lot of medal winners in individual sports, right? We did not have an agency which was sending rockets not just for our country but for the world at large, right? And leading space research in the whole world. So this is the contrast in the India of my 20-year-old and the India of today's 20-year-old. So everywhere we see a big shift which has happened. And if you look at the underlying philosophy here of the youth of today, they feel, I want to dream big, and I believe I can make this dream possible also through my efforts and through my quest, right? So the quester spirit is very strong in today's youth.
Yeah.
And therefore we said, okay, what is that philosophy of the today's youth? It says, I have big dreams and I will quest on and on to achieve those big dreams.
Yeah.
And that's how we coined this.
I want to talk about your company, right? You're specifically focused or known, or your positioning is about the gaming phone product category. Now, and you're the fastest growing phone brand in the country today. So what strategies have worked for you, and how did you, decide on this positioning?
So firstly, see, iQOO is not a gaming phone. iQOO is known for performance, and we believe, and I'll talk a little bit more about it also, we believe performance is one very important use case and a very important need for a lot of people. and gaming naturally becomes a very very simple way to show performance, because if you can handle very complex algorithms and visual things, so then gaming automatically, or any other normal task, you can handle. So therefore we also are passionate about gaming, and we take gaming and mobile phone gaming very seriously. But if I take a step back and say, why did we think about performance and about this positioning? When we looked at the whole industry landscape, when we were starting iQOO, we found out that everybody was talking about one key USP in the phone, which was camera, right? You see any brand
They talk
was
about
talking
camera.
camera, right? However, we believed that it is impossible that for everybody in this world, camera is the primary need. It is not possible, right? So, and if you go back to your users also, you will see segmentation, targeting and positioning. If you segment the market, you will find there are users for whom performance becomes a more important use case than necessarily camera, right? He will not say that, oh, I really want professional photographs, right? Okay, I want good social media photographs, and that's my basic need when it comes to camera. But what I need more is fast charging, a phone which can handle heavy tasks. I click on a particular icon, the app opens up very quickly, right? I don't want any lags, any glitches in my performance. Even after 1 year, it should feel like a phone which is working very fast.
Correct.
So these use cases were not being addressed by a lot of phones, and therefore we said this is our key USP, our key differentiation, and this is how we will build brand iQOO and differentiate ourselves. So therefore the whole positioning of performance and followed by camera. It's not that we will not give you good camera, but for us we will give you performance better than anybody else, and our camera will also be good.
You talked about picking this unique positioning of performance, and you also said that people have this myth that it's a gaming phone, right? Do you say that these target segments overlap? Like most of the people who would want performance are the people who are also gamers?
Not really. Not really. Of course, there will be an intersection, but I believe there is a large chunk of people, especially the smartphone of today is an extension of ourselves, right?
Yes.
Till we don't sleep, we don't want our smartphone to also rest for a minute. So I was speaking to one of the CEOs the other day, and I was sharing with him about iQOO, and he said, I don't want anything else, I just want my battery to last.
Yes, full day.
For the full day. So, so this is now such a basic need. So I told him, right, that of course it will last the full day, and if nothing else, you in around 15 to 20 minutes you can charge your phone fully, because we have a 120 watt fast charging. He could not believe that in 20 minutes, even if I go to zero, I'm at the airport, in 15 to 20 minutes I can go from 0 to 100.
Fair.
Right? Because he's using a phone which takes 1 to 1.5 hours. Again, one of the flagships, but takes 1 to 1.5 hours to charge. So when it comes to performance, performance is not equal to gaming.
Okay.
Performance is equal to fast charging, equals to as I mentioned earlier, lag-free experience. And that I think most people today want a lag-free experience, because you load your phone with so many pictures, videos, messages, apps that phone really has to be very strong.
You want it to work. You don't want it to be telling you, hey, your memory is done, and it's taking 7 seconds to kind of load things. Now you've chosen a very unique brand positioning, and I'm assuming the consumer here is the young Gen Z, and we have Gen Alpha also in the room today. So what's so unique about them, and how do you differentiate your marketing towards that consumer segment?
See, as far as our consumer is concerned, I think the best and the worst part about iQOO consumer is they know their technology, right? That's the good part also, and the challenging part also for us. The good part is if we make a good product, which we know is genuinely a good product, and that's our endeavor always, irrespective of whatever is being spoken in the larger world around or the larger noise, people know what they have to pick. And I think that's also been the reason for our success, that our products have been good enough and have justified the price that we charge, and we usually sell at a premium. And ultimately, people know why they want to buy iQOO, because iQOO is offering products which are better, which are differentiated than many others, right? And why do they know this? Because they research a lot. They understand technology, and these are people who right from their school days, or even when they were quite young, they've been using mobile phones in the family. Maybe if not their own, unlike maybe my generation, where I touched a smartphone for the first time when I was maybe past college, right? That's not true for the Gen Z. So therefore, they know their technology so well that if you can make the right product for them, then you will get the market share, and that's what we have also been focusing on, to make the right product with the right specs, position it correctly, and then of course whatever marketing or promotion is required, because marketing is again all 4 P's, and advertising and promotion is just one of them.
Completely agree with you. Now, to build a brand, the marketing strategy is everything. I mean, you have to come out with the right marketing strategy. Now, Vivo and including many other brands in the market have chosen to go for celebrities, and many celebrities, not just 1 or 2. Do you see yourself doing it, and do you believe it's a core marketing tactic that a brand has to do in this segment?
It's not an either or. I won't say leveraging celebrities for advertising / promotion is bad and one should not do it. I think it's, and there have been proven results where if a same ad is shown with a celeb and without a celeb, the ad with the celeb works better, right? And it works better because people want to watch it, people can relate to it, and in advertising, one of the biggest challenges these days is to capture the attention of people, right? And most of us watch reels today, right? And that attention span has gone so low today that if the reel also is not attractive in the first few seconds, we will move on to the next, right? The same challenge brands also have today, where how do I capture the attention of my target user even for 6 seconds, 5 seconds. So therefore the role of celebs starts becoming relevant and also important. But it's only to that extent, right? That I can hold you for a little longer, I can convey my message to you, and I can get a little bit more airtime. That's all I feel. If I think that because I'm using a celeb, somebody will purchase me, will complete the full journey. I don't know about other categories, but in smartphone category, for our kind of user, it is not possible.
Yeah.
Because smartphone purchase is also a 2 to 3 week, research cycle first. People will speak to their friends and family. Okay, word of mouth becomes very important. Your YouTube research becomes important. Google search becomes important, right? Reviews and ratings on marketplaces and platforms like Amazon and Flipkart become important.
Yeah.
So when somebody is researching so much, then what is the role of that one ad or one celeb which he saw maybe once, twice or thrice?
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm not saying it will be true for every category, every consumer, but today's iQOO consumer is like that, who is going to research a lot, speak to his friends and family a lot, word of mouth, because somebody is spending 15,000, 20,000 rupees on a phone.
Correct.
Right? So therefore, celebs are important to capture attention, but to complete the purchase, your product has to stand to the promise.
Now, opening up to the audiences here.
What new technologies are you excited about incorporating into iQOO's future product lines?
Okay, So some things I can't share.
Maybe a hint or something.
But otherwise, I think I truly believe that in the smartphone world and what we will see in the future, we will still see more innovations happening. Innovation in form factors, some of which we are already seeing. I think in both performance, camera, software, there is still a lot to be done. And I think as we move towards a more converging and move toward more convergence, we will see smartphones still holding a very central place in our lives, and everything around revolving around it. With 5G and 6G, so many people have, or we've also talked about IoT, right? Right now, IoT is primarily limited to wearables, right? But I foresee a future where, and we've also already seen it, but not at mass adoption though, where our refrigerators, our televisions, our air conditioners, everything is connected to the internet, and smartphone becomes the control center of everything, right? So I really think that's the future for smartphones. So what we are seeing right now is still the tip of the iceberg.
Last year, I think iQOO came up with a campaign of appointing a chief gaming officer, and I think as a result of it, a 23-year-old guy, Shwetank, was appointed. So just wanted to know what were the conversations behind the closed doors on, like, for you to decide that, hey, let's appoint someone very, very hands-on and very, very young. And secondly, what insights did Shwetank bring which led to iQOO being what it is?
Okay. So CGO and why we thought about CGO is because fundamentally we believe that the way we want to build iQOO is different than the way a lot of other brands are built or have been built in the past. We want to build iQOO, and I use this term a lot internally. We want to build iQOO bottoms up, right? And when I say bottoms up, we want to build iQOO with our fans, with our community, with people who value iQOO, right? Therefore, around 2 years back, 1.5, 2 years back, we also started the iQOO community, and we've already crossed 1 million members in the iQOO community. So every time our focus is on what does our iQOO consumer, who we call Quester, what does the Quester want, right? And there is no better representation than actually having somebody who can represent these Questers. And this time we focused on gaming, and therefore we said, we want to appoint a chief gaming officer who can give us inputs on how we can enhance iQOO phones' gaming performance, right? This is similar to, I don't know if you've heard about Amazon, where in the meeting room, Amazon and Jeff Bezos recommended this to his team. They will always leave one chair empty, right? And that one chair is for the user. The only difference we have made is we have filled that chair. Okay, so at least that's what we have done, and that's also how Shwetank helped us, because Shwetank represented these people, and we were able to get real-time inputs from not just him, but now within our community we have moderators, we have a lot of people who are very active in the community. They understand the brand. We meet them regularly, discuss with them. Yesterday also, the team was discussing with them about some marketing campaigns. So we really believe that we sitting in Gurgaon on the 16th floor don't know or know not enough till we don't speak to our users and our consumers. And that's the reason for the CGO campaign.
So I wanted to ask you how to start a smartphone brand from 0 to 1. What are the pitfalls? And I wanted to know, is manufacturing in India still possible, or just assemble and sell? What are your possibilities?
Okay, firstly, I think this is what I like. which is, which I was telling you earlier also, the India of today, where, you want to build a company, you want to build a brand, and despite knowing that, your competition is with giants like, say, an Apple or a Samsung or a Vivo or a Xiaomi or whichever brand, we talk about, you still believe there is space for you in particular. And I also believe that, it is always possible. Nothing is impossible. So that's the spirit you should also have. One challenge in the smartphone business is the whole supply chain. And when I say supply chain, I mean you alone cannot make your own memory, your own chipset, your own display, and multiple other things which go into a smartphone, right? So we'll always have to rely on your suppliers. And if you don't, so the challenge is that if I am a company, I am buying from this supplier 1 million quantity in a month. You will maybe buy, being a small brand or a young brand, maybe you will buy 1,000 quantity in a month. So the cost advantage which I will have, you will never have. Similarly, preferential treatment which I will get with respect to any new technology, very difficult for you to get. So those are some of the challenges one faces in a business like ours. Having said that, I still believe most important is do your users want to buy you? And this also is what I have seen today. If your consumer wants to buy you, he or she will wait for a month also, for 2 months also, right? That no, I only want to buy this. This can be true for sneakers for some of you, for a phone for some of you, maybe for a particular jacket or a t-shirt, whatever. People don't mind today that, I am really sold on this product, and hence I will find ways to buy it. Even if I have to order from Dubai, if somebody's traveling, I will go. People will find their ways of buying it. So, but again, the core thing is what is your differentiation and how you can do what you want to do better than anybody else.
Can you share some more light on how do you come about the campaign, maybe why Tanmay part? Is creator-led campaign in mobile industry more better, or actor-led brand ambassadors more better?
We went back to a user. We tried to understand what is their passion point, what do they care about, who do they follow. And Tanmay certainly is one of the most popular creators today amongst RTG. He has some very good qualities when it comes to the right comic element, connecting with the Gen Z. I think all of that is very good. Therefore, we thought about this, and again, kudos to the team I have, and I have a wonderful team. They were the ones who thought about this and executed it end to end. I don't deserve even 1% credit in that, actually. This is on your first part. Your follow-up question was creators versus actors, etc., etc. So here, again, I would say that it depends on who you are, what is your brand stage, who is your target consumer. What is true for iQOO may not be true for brand A, B, C. And therefore, we see brand A, B, C using some celebs because it works for them, right? I can talk about iQOO. For iQOO, it is the right mix of some celebs but also creators. I think it works better because a lot of our users, and some of them are sitting in this room also, like some of the creators we work with. So that's the way forward for us.
Hi sir, thank you for sharing some really good insights. Do you consider iQOO as a competition? And the second is that how is the company trying to approach to make these current consumers of iQOO into questers? Like, are you aiming to convert them, because obviously the price is premium? So what is the brand?
Okay. See, firstly, in our business, if we look at competition, competition is not just from one particular brand. Competition is across. As I said earlier also, for us, product becomes very important. a lot of people sitting in this room also, while you may have your brand preferences, but if I tell you, okay, this is a product which is not good, will you still buy from this brand? Answer is no, right? You will either wait or maybe switch your brand. So therefore, more than singling out one particular brand, I think the way we look at it is, are we giving the right product to our consumer at the right price at the right time? So if we are doing that, then we believe we have a very good chance of success, whoever is the competition. And and secondly, again, upgrading from one to another, I again here say that for us, upgrade will happen across price points. People switch brands also in our category. So most important is what is our offering, and are we able to appeal to our consumers. If we can do that and do it consistently better and consistently well, and consistently better than competition, then I think we will be in good stead.
With that, thank you so much for coming. A huge round of applause for Nipun.